On this Friday before Memorial Day, welcome to my world. It's not Sea World. This is must-see world. I'm so glad that Walt Weiss on the recent Rockies trip was able to get through his emergency appendectomy without complications and return to the team by the weekend. Walt's one of the good guys. I've always respected him as a gritty, grinding, overachieving player who was named Rookie of the Year with the Oakland A's. He gave the Rockies years of exceptional play at shortstop and even a solid bat, and he finished his career again as a solid hitter, defensive player with the Atlanta Braves. He endured personal trials with his son's health issues and never complained at his job or caused a single problem throughout a distinguished career. He's been a great man. Walt and his family stayed in Colorado, as a ton of athletes have done, and made his permanent home here. Served as a special assistant for years to the Rockies general manager and helped coach his son's teams, then became the head coach at Regis High School. When the Rockies named him manager, it was an inspired choice to some, a ludicrous decision by others. Dick Monfort told me in his office one day before last season that when Walt's name came up as a potential replacement for Jim Tracy, he thought it was inspired and brilliant. He said he would never forget that day in his life. Well, it's wondered in many quarters if Walt Weiss is the right man for the job. We've raised the issue on the sports show and asked if he should be fired this year. In national baseball rankings by so-called experts, Walt is listed anywhere from 25th to 28th, which is about the same rating, honestly, as his team has this year. What would Walt do with a special team, say the Detroit Tigers or the St. Louis Cardinals, or even another of his former teams, the Atlanta Braves? What would he do with the Oakland A's, who are now as bad as the Rockies? Situation is you have to play with the hand you're dealt. Based on the way it's gone since Weiss took over, when he's done here, he'll never get another managerial job. Jim Tracy took the Rockies to the playoffs and really believed he'd be offered another chance when he resigned. That's one of the reasons he bolted. But nobody's called Tracy to be a manager. He's had plenty of offers to be a bench coach in the majors or join another organization in a supervisory capacity, but not as a manager at the major league level. Clint Hurdle survived and has succeeded as the Pirates manager with a style he changed from brusque and all-knowing to calmer and understanding. Don Baylor got another managerial chance. It didn't work out for him, but he's been a coach on several outstanding major league teams. Buddy Bell, don't know where he is. He certainly didn't work out here. Jim Leyland, bless him, actually got back to loving the game of baseball when he got out of Denver and wound up in Detroit. He may be even a Hall of Famer someday, but he won't go down when he's introduced. He won't be there in a Rockies cap. Well, so what's Walt's future? Oh, Dick Monfort, who loves him like a younger brother, will keep Weiss until his uniform falls off. Monfort, like his father and his brother, is so loyal. To a fault, oft times. Kept a general manager way too long. He hired a general manager because he'd been in the system so long. Loyalty is a great quality, unless it just can't work anymore. Pat Bowlen and Mike Shanahan were best of friends, and Pat said Mike could have a lifetime contract. Well, we found out what a lifetime contract is. 3 years. The Rockies have been loyal. The Nuggets were loyal to Doug Moe to a point. Finally, they had to let him go, even though everybody in town liked him. So will Walt Weiss be fired if the Rocks continue to fade like a Madras shirt? No. As they say in Weiss's native New York, forget about it. But who would replace him if he decided to step down, which nobody talks about? Who should replace him and try to turn this team around? I got a guy. His runner-up, Jason Giambi. You want high risk? I'll give it to you. He was interviewed for the job before Weiss was hired. He turned down the opportunity to be the Rockies' hitting coach and continued to play until retiring before this season started. Giambi made a mistake not becoming the Rockies' hitting coach. But shouldn't we revisit Giambi? Oh, he was a steroid freak, we know that. But he apologized without ever saying he took steroids and turned his career and his reputation around. Became one of the good guys, too. He was a leader in the clubhouse and on the field, even though he was primarily a DH here, and he was in the sunset of his career then. Giambi and his gold G-string underwear became famous as a streak stopper. The way he worked with younger players and motivated those around him was very impressive. He was a winner. Why don't the Rockies reach out now to Jason Giambi, who's in retirement, and bring him back in an important role? Manager? Perhaps Walt Weiss should become the president of this team and Monfort step aside. That's about the only way Monfort's going to step aside. As soft-spoken as Weiss is, Giambi is that loud speaking. Maybe the solution is a kick in the ass, not a soft touch to the cheek. If not manager, how about consultant to the GM and the president? Something in the Tony La Russa role with the Diamondbacks. How about bench coach or hitting coach now? How about left-handed pinch hitter one more time? He's better than anybody else on the Rockies bench, even though he's retired. And when Morneau Joe comes back, shouldn't he be traded to Toronto to finish his career in his home country of Canada? We know the Rockies aren't going to do anything to turn this bad thing around, but isn't there a place for a man like Giambi, even if it's time to come in and give a speech in the clubhouse? I think so. I'm Woody Paige, and that's my take. Woody's World is sponsored by Shanahan Steakhouse. Shanahan Steakhouse is one of our favorite places. It's closed Memorial Day, but it's open every other day, and we suggest so highly that you, if it's been a while since you've been there, or you were there 2 nights ago, or be like me, go 2 nights in a row, because you can have appetizers and salad one night, entrees and dessert the next night, and you can have a bottle of wine each night. What a perfect weekend for you to just spend all your time at Shanahan's. And I'm sure the valet parkers, if they know you were there the night before, they'll give you a little pay for valet parking. Maybe they'll give you a little tug on the cheek, a soft touch on the cheek. Book a reservation today at our favorite steakhouse, shanahansteakhouse.com. You've got time to go tonight, tomorrow night, Sunday night, and relax with your family on Monday.